Yeah, that was extremely painful. Extremely painful. I tell you what, after that Monday close on gold, I never would have expected a huge, I mean, that was just such a bullish candle. And for it to do what it did there, and it's like very historic that you don't get that kind of a move, minus 5% or something. Things happened like 5 or 6 times in history. That is, and I don't even think there was news. Doesn't matter what triggered it. That was a cascade of selling, right? Now, $4,000 just got hit. That completely makes sense. Everyone should have known that, right? We were going to retest 4,000 at that point. It's always been 4,000, and I said $50. The thing is, silver was following gold. Gold was not done. Gold went down a lot. Silver was following. Oh, we're flushing 50, which is fine. For me, this is the 50 test in silver, even though we're at 48, 47, it's 50. For me, it's 50. And actually the level was always 49 to me. So for me, this is gold testing 4,000. It did it to the cent, right? 4,007 or whatever it was, to the cent, bounced, right? It's early. If I go 15 minutes, look what we're doing here. We tested it, we retested it. For me, it's gonna hold. Even if it flushes, it's gonna hold. It flushes, it goes to 3,890, it comes back up. It's 4,000. Right, and this trend line here, this ascending trend line, you can even break it and whatever, we'll make a new trend line. I don't think that if we like breach this and even close, you'll be like, all right, as long as this holds, then 3,950 equals 4,000. For me, it's like almost a psychological level more than a technical one, right? Because imagine the buyers, the central banks, the massive institutions who are waiting for a pullback. They love this, right? They don't have red all over their screen like P&L wise. They love this. They can't wait. Maybe they think, oh, we can get a bit cheaper. They're gonna buy 4,000. They're not gonna look at my videos and my trend lines or someone else's trend lines. For them, it's like the objective is to buy it around 4,000. So I think we're gonna hold roughly 4,000. We've definitely shown that it's a level so far. Silver has to follow gold. Gold wasn't done selling. It had to keep going. It had to flush 50 early on. It did. We closed below it. Here I've got a little ascending trend line, the equivalent. I don't know what we're gonna do today. I think we just need several days to stabilize before we start to move back up, right? And the move back up will be sold. So once you start going back to well, 50 basically, especially 52. 52 will be a level of resistance. And if you start to close above 52, then it's new highs, not even 54. But that's the best case scenario. Gold will be the same thing. The equivalent of gold, actually, honestly, there's not much level. Your level will be probably 4,150 unless you make a new high today. It depends what happens today. But I think we're going to hold 4,000. I think silver's going to curl. It's what I call the curl. Slowly, like stabilize and then curl and go back up. And I think it's going to happen quicker than some people think. Some people think it's gonna last several weeks. I just think things are moving faster today. Gold was in a hurry to break out, and it's just a steep ascent, right? You zoom out, that's just a big line. Well, the drop's also pretty fast, and the curl will be pretty fast. Like we're in a hurry to I don't know, to set new goals and everything. Like the world is moving fast. The wars are well, not concluding, but the world is moving very fast, and I think price action is going to follow that. Let's look at the miners. This is painful. GDX. Gap down, obviously, because gold was doing its thing early on. Support levels haven't even really done them. I think it's even now too early. I was supposed to trim across the board 10% on Monday when I thought we were going to go back up after Friday's crash. We did, but we went up so much that I was like, I removed my sells. And that's when, even though I've done this for 10, 15 years, I'm still making rookie mistakes. Don't trade on emotion. Usually, when I place my sells, I'm doing it like after hours, completely sober, based on my Excel. It's all almost robotically done. It's the correct decision. Even if it goes higher, I know that what I'm selling is like 10% is huge for me, by the way. But it would have made such a difference to have sold 10% across the board and for it to go down. I would have loved yesterday. Instead, I was trimming 1%. The one thing I did do though yesterday, which I kind of said I'd do, which I said I would do on Monday. I don't know if I said it the week before. But anyway, I sold Fortuna early on. When I saw gold crashing, I was like, you know what? Because I saw Pan America down like 5%, CDE down 5%. I saw Fortuna down 2. I was like, I can't believe this. But not only did really good stocks get crushed, the same as bad stocks on Friday, but here I am on Tuesday, early hours, and maybe I'm lucky because I'm in Europe. You guys are all asleep whilst this stuff's starting. You American guys. But I saw Fortuna down 2.5%, and I saw CD yesterday down 5, and Heckler down 5. I thought, why don't I just dump? Fortuna, so I did it. I sold the whole position down 2.8% or something. And I never close positions. But anyway, I closed Fortuna, and basically when the market opened, and I didn't do any buys, I was like, this is gonna get worse. Market, and to be honest, yesterday it just kind of got worse, and then it went to new lows, and there was a bounce, and you saw it, right? Kind of close. In fact, we can see it here on even on the 3 minute chart. There you go. You know what I mean? It just went down and then it never really pumped. What I did is I used the proceeds of Fortuna yesterday and I bought, this is what I said I'd do. I bought Newmont, I bought Wheaton, I bought Pan America, I bought all the seniors. Newmont, Agnico, Barrick, Pan America, which is already worth a lot, but I added to anyway, it was just the principal. Wheaton and Franco-Nevada, these sort of six, I think it's six seniors that I hold, the best of the best. And by the way, Rick Rule, who's buying Agnico, Franco Nevada, and Wheaton, they got crushed the same as even mid-tier and silver stocks. And I think that's also an opportunity. Like the best of the best went down the same percentage points as the really aggressive stocks. So you could buy the seniors, or I don't know, you could sell some, whatever. There's an opportunity there. But I bought the seniors, and I even added to like my three favorite silver stocks: Heckler, CDE, even though it's still really high, and EXK. So basically, Fortuna just disappeared, right? And I'm happy about that. And I think I added a bit more than what I sold in Fortuna. I probably added like 6 or 7K yesterday. That's what Fortuna was worth. A little bit less actually by the time I sold it. So, and I've still got lots on the sidelines. If we go down, I'm not going to say I'm happy because yesterday really hurt my eyes and my portfolio. But it is what it is, right? It's basically the same as three good up days. That's how much I lost, I would say. Yeah. All right. So GDX, where do we go? Obviously, today I'm not sure because we need gold to settle down. Gold's gone down and then bounced. I think we'll have a sideways day. If I zoom out, obviously there's no point in zooming out really, but here we go. That's why I left these lines in. That's your support, right? That's your support. I don't know if we're gonna get there. Support is 70 on GDX. And then it's going to be this sort of 66-ish zone. I'm going to make it big. All right, here and here is what I would say. And of course, it depends on gold, blah, blah, blah. And if gold is up, well, we might even have a green day. We never even tested 70. Let's see. I think we need several days to be able to tell. I mean, you don't have this pre-market moves either. GDXJ, there we may have, oh God, I need to redo the charts too. I mean, here's your real clear buy zone, but we are not going there. We could go there, and maybe the equivalent is here. Okay, okay, it's starting to look similar. I need to extend these. I'll keep this ascending one. There's your gap. Yeah, basically. So I would say 83-ish. This doesn't really count, does it? All right, so that zone between here and here, between 85.5 and 83, it's rough. And then 92, just pretty close. It'd be quite nice actually to go down, test it, go back up, have a little hammer, have a curl here and go back up, fill the gap, come back down, boom, boom, boom. And I think it's going to happen quite fast actually. Like with by next week, I sound too bullish though, don't I? There are some people who think this is going to last ages and we could flush more, you know? But I don't think the thing is there's no change in thesis, right? No central bank changed and said we're gonna hike rates, we're gonna cut spending, we're bringing the troops back from the wars abroad. None of that happened. None of that happened. It was pure. I don't care what news came out. Initial retail set. None of that matters. This is purely like geopolitical and macro central bank driven stuff, and I don't think they've stopped buying gold, and if they have, it's for several weeks. SIL, yeah, that was a bit of a level. That's a coincidence, maybe. I think that's correct, actually, those two levels. I think it's too early to look at these charts. I think we need to let gold do its thing and the miners to follow gold at the open, and that's that. Yeah, I'm going to leave it. This is just a bit too almost unnecessary. What matters more? The independent charts. Newmont. And by the way, Newmont, when do they announce? Is it like today after market closes or is it tomorrow? I think it's today slash tomorrow. Um, God, what a time to announce, right? And what's that guy on Twitter? He makes a good point. I don't like the point, but it's a good point. Gary Savage, I think, he says markets are forward analyzing. They know everything that we know correct. And earnings might not help that the move up is in anticipation of great earnings. Like we all know they're going to have good earnings because last quarter and where the gold's price been, and that now we're going down in anticipation of lower gold price. That I didn't think about. It might not be true. And if gold goes back up within a couple of days, then that thesis gets nullified because if we make new highs with gold, I don't think anyone sees that coming. So the miners need to be repriced higher too. I'm not sure how earnings are going to affect the stock. What I wouldn't want to see is really good earnings and the stock price doesn't move or goes down. That would be that wouldn't be good actually, because then you're just dependent on gold price going back up to make new highs just for the stock to go back up, you know? And then you find out this is going to last a while and we're going to go lower. Um, okay, Newmont. What are the levels on Newmont? Um, not sure actually. Not sure. I think I need a couple of days here. I could pick out some little levels, but yeah, crushed. You can see the ascending's gone, close below. They've all got that though. Maybe there's something here. 82, nice number, a few little wicks. Next one is there. I'm gonna have to start doing this again to all my charts if we start going down. Yesterday, when I bought, I just bought sort of, I was watching GDX, low of day. My entry was okay, but they spent the whole day there, and actually by the close, they were lower than where I bought, roughly. Newmont, I bought, I don't even know where I bought anymore. Yeah, 86, now it's 84. Little levels. I mean, I bought decently, but I'm just gonna stick to what's worked for me in the past, you know. I sell the moves up. I have difficulty selling big amounts at the top. I think I'm gonna get another crack at that though. I think we are gonna go back up and I'm gonna trim a bit heavier. We'll probably make new highs. But on the way down, just nibble, nibble, nibble. I got lots on the sidelines. I think we go back up. These are quality stocks. Buying Newmont down 9%. All right, that's what I've got. Little levels, and I'm just gonna buy on the levels. I'm not gonna really think about earnings. I've got enough in the stock as it is. Barrick, this one's a bit easier. There's your level, 30, big number, bit more obvious. Okay, that level doesn't come from anywhere. It's just this, purely this. 30, and if we go lower, 28. Yeah, that could actually happen today. That would be healthy almost. Kind of needs to happen, right? It'd be weird if it just sort of bounces and goes back up here. And can you imagine that bounce and go back there, and then you're sort of trading where you were trading the last couple of weeks? And plus it was really weak. So it has to kind of come down, right? And it already is coming down a bit. Might as well complete the mission, go down to 30 and then start to bounce. Also, earnings coming out, I believe. This chart though, I mean, this thing should be like above 60. This one I'm gonna buy. I've got enough in it, but this one I'm gonna add to without hesitation if we start to drop more. I added to it yesterday. Those two levels will do. I don't think we're gonna go down too much. I'm gonna clean up the chart for later. I'm just gonna do it quickly now. Agnico also lost the ascending next level. Yeah, I think it's just Newmont, which is hard to read. These ones are a bit easier. You got your little horizontal lines. I'm a fan of the horizontals. They just work. So here, obviously, yesterday's low of day will be a bit of a level, but I'm going to ignore that for now. Honestly, it depends. It's like not even we open in 5 hours or something, so a lot can happen. Um, I'm not going to do resistance on the way up. I don't think. The stocks are gonna reverse yesterday's move too much. I don't even think I would want it because I'm looking forward to adding now. I've got sidelines cash. I've had it for ages. I haven't deployed it. I haven't bought in a long time except for yesterday. I just haven't sold enough at the top. So these are the levels. 156, 150 on Agnico. That's an obvious buy, right? Imagine how much they're printing money. They're printing money. Like, okay, we know that though. Pan America, this one, which is worth the most. I'm seeing Pan America down the same as I don't even know what Fortuna did yesterday, actually. I sold it down 2.5% and then just sort of deleted the stock, looked away. But I think it was down the same amount as Pan America. And I bought Pan America down like 9%. What a luxury. This one hit support. I mean, this one should have been above 45. This Pan America should have been at 50 a few days ago. We should have been, hasn't gone up enough. And you are getting to buy an absolute quality stock at a mass, I think. Look at that, we're at 35, which is a level, by the way, right? From back here, I had it. I haven't added any trend lines. These are from ages ago. You can see that, and plus it bounced there. 35 to the level, and we bounced there. If we go lower, can you imagine low 30s? Can you imagine a two handle, like 29? That's possible, you know? 10%, another day like yesterday, and you're basically touching almost. It should never be 20s for the rest of history. So happy to have bought some yesterday. Next level, 32.5-ish. After that, 31, but that's absurd. I think one of the best buys out there. Um, Wheaton, another great buy. Trading low already. Next level. Aha. Thank you for it's like mathematics. You show your workings and it's useful. 90. Next level. 86.5. Yes. Very good. Yeah, that didn't even get. So I bought this one too, right? All the seniors. I bought Newmont, Barrick, Agnico, Pan America, Wheaton, and Franco Nevada, which I'll show you now. 90.5 is next level. And that was weak already the day before. So that closing a low of day, okay, like everything else. That level didn't count. Now it's that. This, I don't know. Yeah, roughly. Only one very clear level. There's something here at 184. You can see those little candles, but very, very clear 180. What a big number. And we're on our way down. We're at 190 now. How much of a move is that from yesterday's close? That is doable, 6%. And that means you need gold trading below 4,000 during regular hours. I will just make an absolute mark of that. So if I watch my trading view, I know exactly where to buy, even though it's obvious. That is a monster buy. Franco Nevada around 180. Monster. Easy. Even if the thesis changes in the macro and monetary world, I would buy that. I feel sorry for Rick Rule because he was completely correct, like calling the top. Okay, Franco's only down 6% yesterday, but Wheaton down 9. I would have expected Wheaton and Franco, yeah, down 5 or 6%, everything else down 11, 12. I think it's an opportunity. I'm very happy to have bought these seniors. So I've shown you all the seniors. Let's go to the. Although, what the hell is this about? Metalla, probably news, just trading. It's as if it was a normal day. Yes, it was down 4%, but that's a regular day stuff. It's trading where it's been trading for the last 2 weeks. So, I mean, I should actually sell that. Just close the position and then use the pro. No, I've got enough sidelines. Very impressive. And if there's a bounce, honestly, this could be trading at 760 if there's a decent bounce for the next couple of days. There must have been news. But here are the levels. I think these are decent. I like that. I'm not adding that, right? My thesis is to buy the seniors. I did buy the seniors yesterday, but I want to buy them more. I want to be like extra overweight the seniors before I start diving into the mid tiers. And I actually want the chart to stabilize a bit. We need a couple of trading days for that. Like if we start bouncing today and tomorrow we're up again, it's just all crazy stuff. So to add to the little and the juniors, I'm not touching until it's really obvious. Or if we go lower, several levels lower than I expect, and everything gets crushed, then I'm probably like, all right, let's add to juniors because if this bounces, you could make 100% in a couple of days, like aggressive bounce strategy. But I still want to add to the seniors, maybe add a little bit to one or two of my favorite silver stocks, keep them at a certain value, um, before I add to more aggressive mid tiers and juniors. So, okay, Metalla, that's that. Next, here is your what I consider mid-tier gold stock. So not the seniors. I am gold, down 10, 11%. Makes sense. Should be a bit more than the seniors, should be even more. If the seniors are down that much, honestly, it should be down like 12%. Hit a level, apparently. Why have I got that? Yeah, okay. Anyway, just from yesterday's price action, low of day 12 is the level. We lose that. I guess here you get a bit of resistance, a bit of support. I guess this is a mini level, 1150. When in doubt, 50-cent increments. Then I would say actually 1080 is a level, not 11. That'll do for today. Then coming all the way back down to single digits. I can't imagine that, but you never know. That is a massive level. This sort of 859 bucks, huge level. 10 is maybe. We'll see. But for now, let's see if these hold. Not adding to that. Like, no, I need several days before I add. This is too aggressive. Equinox, wonderful company. I know a lot of big, respectable people who like this one. I'm gonna cheat and just bend the rules. There you go. I think that's something, ascending support, but otherwise, the low down here, 10, just above 10 is a level. But actually, that kind of held. That's okay. Down 10%. That's in line with everything else. Closed a low day, but so did the miners. This one is probably worth buying. This should almost consider this a bit of a senior, like more than I am gold. Let's put it this way, I'd buy Equinox before I am gold. From the little I know about companies, this is gonna be a beast, isn't it, in the future? And the future is now. But I'll leave it for one or two more trading days. I just want to confirm this 4K in gold. I think gold is now reasserting itself as the one that's going to decide what happens in our sector. Silver is going to follow. I think generally we are still doing the retest of 50, even though we're here at 47 or something. But I think everyone's looking to gold to show us what's happening. B2 gold. Yeah, bounced on this level. Why is that a level? It was before. Fine. I'm not in a hurry to add to B2 gold. Not my favorite stock. It's done well, especially recently, but this Mali jurisdiction, I'm gonna play with Newmont Agnico before I start playing with this. This is down my list before I add this. But here are the levels. I think I'm gonna leave them. I think I agree. Okay. Harmony. Oh my God. What a drop. That's like everything else, 10, 11%. Well, anyway, my entry's down here. It was like a chasing stock, 13 something. So I can't sell it yet for tax reasons. Well, whatever. Here are the levels. I think the levels are a bit easy here. So here's your low. We're pretty much there, aren't we? 17 bucks. We're there. It's at 17.22 apparently pre-market. And if we drop that, um, then then we go down here, I guess, don't we? 15. Anything's possible. Aris mining. Yeah, okay. Basically 9 bucks is your level. It actually bounced quite well. Didn't close at low of day. Interesting. Next level is, yeah, is there-ish. That's on the way up. Okay, next support will be here. That's pretty clear. This one's a bit easy. I like it. Simple. You stare at it, you know what's going on. SBSW, not really gold. Bounce, yeah. Respect the prior resistance becomes support. 10 bucks. If we go lower, then probably here. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. I agree with that, but I'm not focusing on SBSW. Too aggressive and too too related to other metals. Right now, I'm completely and uranium. I've been crushed in uranium the last couple of days, just like gold. But I'm just not caring about all that. It's pure gold and silver, old school. Okay, First Majestic, That support's gone, but I think it's resistance. I see no support. Doesn't mean it's gonna go down until I get to support, but I see support at 1150. Wow, from 1550 to God, this is pretty painful to be honest. I should have sold so much more. But anyway, zoom out and think long term. Yeah, so I got 1150-ish and then down here. This one I did nibble a little bit. So I nibbled the six seniors that I've repeated a few times, and then it was First Majestic, Heckler, CDE, and EXK. Small nibbles, nothing like the senior buys I did. The senior buys were decent. It was all Fortuna proceeds, but there were little nibbles, just little, little 200 bucks here and there, just something. Because it's still you're down like 10, 11% on something that I think actually more, right? 11%. CD was 15. I still think we're trading at in the high 50s, 60s, new all-time highs by the end of this year. I do think so. And 2026, forget about it. I do actually think we're going to go higher, like 70, 80, 90. It's crazy saying that, but we're not finished. All right. Next. Fortuna. I'll show it, but it doesn't matter. I won't show it anymore after today. So this one, it was pre-market. It was 860 or something like that. Oh my God, I was lucky. 864, I think it was. Just closed it. I was like, yeah, it's the low, but like I said, it was down less than the others, and I could see we were going to have a bit of a crash day. I never would have expected the type of crash we got, especially after what gold did the day before. But yeah, so Fortuna, in case you guys are in it, I guess 760, 750-ish around here. This I'll delete. It's just in the way. This is obvious. So there, your next support is probably around here. $7, nice number. Was a bit of resistance here. Didn't get retested except once for support. And then if you go even lower, which I don't see happening, then 620 shouldn't go lower than that. And then you got lots of little levels, so you should be good in the low sixes. Yeah, so 767 and then 620 and then dung 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 little 25-cent increments probably. Next CDE. And I knew when I was just nibbling, it's just light nibbles, and we lost support like everything else. I know that this is, vertical stuff, but still, these are the best stocks to buy for a bounce. Um, next support other than yesterday's low of day, I guess seven. Yeah, I guess something like this between 17 and 1730, right? After that, oh my God, it's hard to read. 15 is hard to read. Probably just better watching silver, to be honest. Then any minor CDE or SILJ, I'd probably just watch silver and all of a sudden silver bottoms for the day and bounces, big candle, the bottom is in. That's when you buy CDE. You're not going to buy it based on its own independent chart. I think you're going to have to do it based on silver. But anyway, just bought like that. I just bought like low. I thought it was low of day. Yeah, during regular hours, and that was it. Little nibble. Um, next is sorry. Next is Heckler. This one closed within the ascending, but I don't think the ascending counts at all at this point. And roughly, right? Roughly. All right. I'll cheat and adapt because it's so close. Next level is going to be here, $12, nice number. There's something there. It was kind of resistance. I guess it was support a bit, not really for those candles. But yeah, 12 after that, or maybe 11, but 1050, 1040. I'll do that. Leave big ranges in case it's a big move. But I don't mind, I don't mind if the stocks go down at this point. For me, that's how it is. Like if it's red screen, losing money, but if it starts to go down even more, then I change my mentality. I'm like, okay, now I want more red because I've switched to buy. Like now I'm gonna buy. Now I want it to come lower. I want my P&L to go down more because it means the stocks are going down towards a buy area. That's when I'm ready to do a big buy. So like if we go up today, it's cool. It'd be cool to see the P&L go up. And I did technically buy yesterday a decent amount, and I'd be happy. But if we start to go down, then then I think I'll also be happy if we start to go down a lot, you know, because then I start to want to buy. I'll be stuck between both minds. Like it'll be painful, and then just before I buy, I'm like, cool. So Heckler, that's what I'll watch. I'll watch $12. And if we go lower, you know what? There's actually something here too. Maybe this is your, yeah, 11.50. When in doubt, 50-cent increments. EXK, EXK was down a lot. And you guys were saying, what, they've got their mine back online, great news, bam, comes down the sector. That should be a massive opportunity. I bought EXK yesterday, but small stuff doesn't really count. It's still within the ascending. Obviously, we come down to 750. It's a buy zone. You can see all those little candles from before. And if we go lower, what a massive opportunity. I'm watching EXK. It's always the same four now for me, and I'm happy I got rid of Fortuna. First Majestic, CDE, Heckler, EXK. Basically, the four I've got here. Mag's been absorbed by Pan America, and Fortuna I've liquidated. So basically, that's cool. I'm left with the four that I really like. So yeah, I'll be watching that. It's still within the ascending support. So this little $8 zone is support. If the whole sector flushes, and we are down a bit pre-market here, 750, 50-cent increments. After that, $7. After that, gap fill 680, 670. Yeah, pretty simple, I think. All right, and I'm not going to show you juniors. I got so many of them, and there's small amounts, and I think there's opportunity like Jag is supposed to be a really good one. That's back up prior resistance, but I think you can get this cheaper. So look, let's see what happens today. Will be very, very important.